Hey guys, I'm Tim and welcome to the Mr. Maple Show.
And I'm Brian, and today we're excited to be out here in the greenhouses because it's spring, man. Everything is leafing out here at the nursery. We are so excited about this time of the year. I love it, man. This is what gets me excited. I think the springtime with Japanese maples is like my favorite.
So smash that like button, give us a subscribe to our YouTube channel. We put out daily content every single day. And also make sure you're subscribed to our weekly emails on MrMaple.com. We're a family mail order business. We ship directly to your door, and we do over 1,000 varieties of Japanese maples and other cool woody ornamentals as well. So check us out at MrMaple.com.
Yeah, and make sure you subscribe to our channel because we're going through like all the cultivars that we could possibly get our hands on, and we're going to do a cultivar highlight of it. And so we're just kind of like working our way through the thousands and thousands of Japanese maple cultivars, trying to make sure you guys know every detail that you need to put one in your garden. Talking about growth habits, colors, all the variations that you can see. And today we've got a really awesome cultivar that I think you're going to be excited to check out.
Today we're talking about Acer palmatum First Ghost. I mean, I was really surprised. We talk about this tree all the time. We've got videos where we talk about the entire Ghost series.
Right.
We talked about this before in plenty of 10 at 10s, but we never have done a cultivar spotlight on Acer palmatum First Ghost. And it sort of shocked me.
Yeah, I mean, we've done so many, like you said, we've covered the Ghost series. Make sure to check those videos out. We have a whole breakdown of the entire Ghost series by Talon Buchholz. Some amazing, amazing plants. But this one started it all. You know, this is where it all began. The idea behind the Ghost series came from this plant right here. So.
Talon describes it as he was looking at an Akashigatsusawa, which I think now he's calling Benishigatsusawa. We still call it Akashigatsusawa. And there was a sport hanging above the plant, glowing, that looked like a ghost. And he grafted it and called it Ghost. But then after he later realized he was developing a series, before he ever released Ghost, Ghost became First Ghost. And that's sort of the origin to this amazing plant. Now, this plant's got some really good colors to it. Oh, I mean, what do you like about it, Brian?
Well, one of the things that I really, really like about this one that kind of, to me, makes it stand out is that border that it has when it first leaves out in the spring. You have that beautiful like white ghost look to it with the reticulated veinings, but you get a little extra something on the edges. You get some purple, pinkish colors on the edges of that when it first comes out. I mean, it's really, really nice.
Yeah, it really is. And that gives just a stark contrast because when you have that white interior,
right,
that purple border, it just grabs your attention. You're like, man, I mean, color contrast is the name of the game when it comes to grabbing your attention.
Yeah.
And First Ghost does that exceptionally well. But this is a plant that's just a good grower for people as well. I mean, this is a plant that'll end up getting 10 to 12 feet in height by 10 to 12 foot in width in 10 years. But it's not a perfectly upright tree. I mean, it really has a really nice shape to it that makes it stand out.
Yeah, I think that's a very interesting point to it. It has a nice kind of semi-pendulous habit to it. Nice spreading form to it, about as tall as it gets, as wide, you know what I mean? So it's a really interesting shape on a tree. But yeah, that reticulation, you can't speak too much about it. The veining on it, the green veining inside that is a very dark green. So you really see, when you look into the leaf, you can really see the veining on that because it's against that white background, dark green veining on that. I mean, it's crazy.
I mean, this is a plant that I love. I mean, the way this plant just has this semi-arching habit, the semi-pendulous habit, and keeps going upright overall, it gives it a very unique feel for many of the Japanese maples. Some of your reticulated types, say like a Kasagiyama or something like that, are going to be more upright in its habit.
Yeah.
And it makes sense that this was a sport on Akashigatsusawa because Akashigatsusawa also has this habit. But the white is so different from the Akashigatsusawa, and then you get the purple border around this. It really just makes a plant that's pretty spectacular. And it puts on some really good fall colors too. I mean, this thing really goes to some really nice yellows infused with oranges. Sometimes if you get some cold snap coming in quick, you may even get some reds on this. And it's definitely a plant that adds a lot in the landscape.
You know, I love taking photographs, so this is one that is high on my list. Anytime I can see it popping out in the spring, I definitely want to get out there with my camera and capture that moment because it's amazing.
Now we're filming this right now, and it is mid-March of 2023. We've had an early spring, so some of these have already leafed out and have lost some of that purple border. Some of this purple border is still around on some of these.
Yeah.
Because we had such an early spring. I mean, we had a crazy crazy spring where a lot of things in the cold frames leafed out, 3-4 weeks ago. And the fact that these plants are looking so exceptional right now, after all they've been through with this crazy weather in the spring, is pretty exceptional.
You get into the summer months, some of that reticulation may fade a little bit, but then you get that new growth popping over top of that. So it gives you another layer of interest even in the summer. Like you were talking about fall color, beautiful yellows. Man, I've seen some like extraordinary yellow colors on this. Get some oranges there later in the season. Just overall, I mean, this is definitely, I mean, if you're going to collect the Ghost series, you got to have the first Ghost. I mean, this is where it all started.
So Brian was a collector turned nurseryman.
Yeah.
He moved from Oklahoma. He'd had a lot of plants from us. Brian, you grew this out in Oklahoma, did you not?
I did. Yeah, I grew this in my garden in Oklahoma. Fortunately for me, I had a nice area where I had some large oak trees that had kind of a nice shade canopy, a high shade canopy. And so I got into collecting the Ghost series and planted a lot of those back in that shaded area. It got morning sun, afternoon shade, which is like the perfect scenario you want, especially for the Ghost types, because that really gives you that longer into the season, the reticulation, the veining stays there longer. If you put it in too much sun, it goes greener faster, so you lose that attractiveness of the veining that you see coming out in the spring. But it was a great performer for me, a very vigorous grower as well. I mean, you shoot some of these long branches. I kind of like, the way we talk about the shape. It really does look nice.
Now, if you give it some morning sun, it really does peak the color, so you get more of that purple border around this in the early spring. You get more of that defining characteristics between the veins. But these Ghost types, like the first Ghost, are a great plant to plant in those shaded locations to brighten up those spots.
For sure.
And so that's a great thing you can do that really can brighten up those dark spots in your garden, is plant something like a first Ghost in those more shaded locations, because this creamy white with the veining is going to just stand out back there in the shade.
Absolutely. Well, when thinking about collecting the Ghost series, I mean, I always think about how great the pairings are even within the same Ghost series. I mean, you put this next to a purple Ghost, it's going to just look insane. The color variations on those two, I think, is a really great pairing. And you're still collecting that same series, so you have a lot of variances even in the same series that you can pair those with. Really cool way to collect Japanese maples.
So, if you're new to watching our channel, make sure you know that we do put out podcasts every single week. And we've got a podcast on Talon Buchholz, the guy who introduced this.
Yeah.
We interview him, and we have a top 50, two different podcasts, top 50 and top 25 of Japanese maples by Talon Buchholz. First Ghost definitely goes on that list somewhere, probably in the top 25, so you'll want to check that out. So find us on your favorite podcast platform, give us a subscribe. But I hope you've enjoyed today's video on Acer palmatum First Ghost.
Definitely check out, we have so many videos on our channel. It's really cool to be able to share this much information. I'm really excited to be a part of it. When I came out here to work for Matt and Tim, we've all kind of got together and we really made it our focus to try to bring this information to you guys through our YouTube channel. And since I came out here, we've been doing a video every single day, 7 days a week. I've been here over a year and a half now, so like we're putting out a lot of videos. It's really cool, and to be able to cover something like this, I mean, Talon Buchholz has some of the most amazing introductions when it comes to Japanese maples. I think we all kind of aspire to be like him in his passion for plants and what he's brought to the gardening community through these amazing trees. I mean, it's just absolutely the most exciting thing for us to get out here and share this.
And one thing we didn't even mention is this is the logo for his nursery.
That's right.
So if you go to Buchholz and Buchholz's, if you look at their logo, this is the logo, the First Ghost. And so it's an amazing plant you'll really enjoy in your garden. Like, subscribe, share, all that good stuff. We really appreciate you.
So take care.
God bless.
And have a great day.